What is going on, YouTube? Welcome back to another video. It is your boy, More Life of Kai. As always, if you are new here, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. We are going to start live streaming. If you haven't already checked out the first ever live stream that I did on this channel, it was about 40 something minutes. Did it in the gym. Gonna start incorporating a lot of different types of new stuff to the channel so we can get more of an outreach and really connect with you guys differently. So if you guys are looking more to see that, let me know. I'll also video ideas. Gonna start pushing out more content as far as videos, not just with me talking, but just showing you more of my day-to-day routines in life and diet as far as how to maintain a proper physique like mine, and just try to connect with you guys more. But as you can see by the title and the thumbnail today, fellas, we're gonna be talking about everybody won't see your vision. What I really mean by this, something that I really want to talk about and discuss, because a lot of us, we tell people our goals and our aspirations before we even apply them to our lives, and then it makes the pressure of us actually achieving them 10 times harder and 10 times more. And we feel like we have this rock just constantly on our backs, weighing us down, because if we don't perform and we don't reach that goal, whatever it may be in life, that we are a failure. And why? Because we feel like we failed the people that we told that we were going to do whatever it is in our lives that we were set to do, and we're telling them. This is why I try to tell people, and tell you guys as my viewers, is you have to move in silence when it comes to achieving things in life. I used to tell a lot of people my goals and plans and aspirations in life and what I'm gonna do, this, and that. And I also had to come to a realization that not everything is going to play out how we always expect it to play out. How many times have we thought of a situation was going to go this way, and we're going to do this, and this, and then it goes a whole different way. God has a whole different plan for us. Not to say that it's never going to work out, but maybe just it's not going to work out in our favor and how we want it to work out, right? I think a lot of us, we feel as if just because we manifested this type of life that we want and we're working hard towards it, we think everything, and just because we're doing all the good and no bad, like we think everything is just going to go as planned. So we can go telling people about what we're going to do in the next 5 to 6 months, in the next year, right? But fellas, I've noticed that you have to move in silence, especially when it's business and you trying to build a future for yourself, be successful as a man. It hits different when you just pop out and show people, and people actually respect you more, and they actually understand, okay, this is what he's been doing all this time. This is the work that he's been putting in. It truly pays off 10 times harder, and you're way less stressed out when you don't have to tell everybody around you your next dreams, your next goals, your next move. A lot of times we know a lot of people are jealous, they're envy. Some people try to crush our dreams, some people try to crush our aspirations. It can be with women, it can be with friends, be with family. Sometimes you just never know. Sometimes they say it's the closest ones to you that betray you, right? You'll never see it coming. But this is why you cannot tell everybody your next move. You can't tell everybody your next goal, what you're working on in the behind the scenes. And so I don't say that to say just because you're not telling everybody what you're gonna do next that you're better than them. They have to look at it from your perspective, that you just don't want to be a disappointment. I've noticed that every time that I've kind of told people what I'm gonna do next, my next move, my next whatever it's gonna be, is not saying it never worked out, because sometimes it did, sometimes it didn't, but it was almost like I was jinxing myself. Like I was jinxing my life, like I was jinxing the direction God was going to take my life. And that's something that I don't want any of you to experience. Maybe you're experiencing it right now, maybe you have experienced it. Most of us have experienced this feeling, because we feel like we've kind of put a stone in our own life and our own goals and stuff, because we feel like we cannot let so and so down, especially if it's our family, our parents, somebody close to us, somebody that's we feel like is counting on us, that we are all they have. And fellas, I'm here to say the only person that should really know your goals, your aspirations is God. I think God is truly the only person that has direction over our lives, who will lead us in the straight waters, in the straight paths, and actually has the best guidance for us. God is somebody that we know for a fact will never betray us. He'll never turn his back on us. He will never be jealous or envy, but he'll only help you. He'll only push you. So many times where I would blame God for my life not going in a direction that I wanted it to go. And I would ask him, why? Why me? I don't do no wrong. I don't hurt nobody. I don't bother nobody. I just be in my own lane. I just put my head down. I just grind. That's all I do is grind. And that was one of the biggest regrets that I made, is questioning him. You should never ever question the man above. I know that's something that a lot of us go through, is we question God through the tough hardship of times, right? Or we want to sin so much and we want to do all the negative and not follow his word and not try to really actually study and dig deep and get closer relationship with God. But then when we're struggling financially, mentally, not stable emotionally, or family members, sick or ill, or somebody close to us died, we want to call on God. Or when we did a crime, it's already too late. You can't be 1 foot in, 1 foot out. And I talk about this so much because I see so many people that do it. So many people feel like they can live a double life. So many people feel like they can do whatever they please and, do all this sin and temptation and not have any guidance. But then call on God when the hard times hit. And it simply just doesn't work like that. You have to be all in or don't be all in at all, fellas. In your life will be a judgment to all of that. There's so many times where we just get caught up with the fast lifestyle, the fast money. Right. Nowadays, everybody talks about is just making fast money this, fast money that. But if you truly have God in your life, God says, don't worry about anything. If you keep me first, I'll make sure you have everything set. Does that mean you'll be rich? No, it don't mean you'll be rich. Does that mean you'll have the best shape and never have to work out? No. You got to be realistic. But God says you will not worry like others are. And I think a lot of us, we use God's words too literal, to where we think we can do bad and he's still going to bless us. We think just because God is saying, I won't leave your side, you won't have to worry about anything, like God will bless us and we can still live our life how we want to live our life. And it simply doesn't work like that, fellas. God watches everything that we do. And I think a lot of us, we forget that. Whenever we think we're alone, physically, nobody's around us, and we're doing something negative, God is always watching you. There's nothing that you can't do that's negative to where he won't see. There were so many times in my life growing up where I was constantly lying to myself. I was lying to myself because, I was younger, way younger, but it wasn't that I wasn't trying to get closer to God. It was just I wasn't accepting him fully because I was afraid of what others was going to think, because I wasn't ready to give up the lust, the desires, the weak temptations of society nowadays, right? That was the main issue. It was because I was too weak minded to actually understand that this is what you have to do if you're a true believer. This is what you have to do to actually have a blessed life if you want to have afterlife. And I think a lot of us, we just get caught up in that motion of constantly trying to please others on this world that truly don't matter. Fellas, you have to think about the people that, or the friends that you once had. And if they are they truly the people that you want to be around? Do they truly have the life that you want to have? Are they motivating you? Are they on their purpose as well? Are they on their walk with Christ as well? And a lot of times, no, they're not. But because we're so close to people and we've known so and so for this song, we go way back. We're too afraid to let go, or to at least show them the word or teach them something to better their life and their situation with Christ, or just teach them something valuable that they can actually have long term. Because nowadays we're all about hurting feelings, and we don't want nobody's feelings to be hurt, and we're afraid to be alone. So many people are afraid to be alone, fellas. You cannot be afraid to be alone. You cannot be afraid to be alone. But that's why you have to remember, you're never truly alone. Just because you don't got a girl, that don't mean you're alone. People don't like you, or just because you don't have a certain amount of friends, that don't mean you're alone. And I think a lot of us, we forget that. We forget the true values of life. We forget that that's not true happiness, because friends come and go, family comes and goes, but God doesn't. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Make sure you follow all links down below in the description. We out.